In a world drowning in noise, blame, and endless finger-pointing, one person managed to rise above it all with pure elegance. What Barack Obama pulled off that evening wasn't some slick trick or clever comeback. It was a lesson in holding firm to who you are, even when the heat is on full blast. The sun was dipping low over Washington, D.C., casting a warm glow of gold and pink across the sky. Those colors danced off the sleek glass windows of the National Leadership Forum building, a place known for hosting polished talks, strong handshakes, and those forced smiles that only big-time leaders can pull off without looking fake. But everyone inside knew this night was going to be anything but ordinary. The guest list featured two names that had never crossed paths on a stage like this: Barack Obama and Melania Trump. He was the ex-president, loved globally for his cool-headed smarts. She was the graceful former first lady, still turning heads wherever she went. They came from opposite worlds with clashing styles, but there they were, sharing the same room under those glittering chandeliers. The hall sparkled with anticipation. Rows of guests, senators, diplomats, journalists, leaned in close, whispering guesses about what might happen if these two actually talked. The air hummed with a subtle energy, like static before a storm. Reporters flipped open their notebooks, scribbling furiously. Photographers fiddled with their cameras, zooming in for the perfect shot. Political insiders huddled together, trading theories. Some figured it'd be a smooth, friendly affair. Others braced for subtle digs, but no one saw the fireworks coming. Up front, a long table was covered in rich navy fabric, with shiny name cards marking each spot. There they were, side by side, Melania Trump and Barack Obama. When Melania walked in, the room shifted. Head swiveled as she glided across the floor with that effortless poise, soft smile, straight back, heels clicking steadily on the marble. Cameras exploded in flashes, lighting up the space like mini fireworks. A few minutes later, Obama strolled in, all calm and collected, flashing that signature half-smile that made folks feel relaxed yet on their toes. They greeted each other politely, a nod, a quick handshake, a murmured, "Good evening." On the surface, it was all civil, but you could feel the undercurrent, like two powerful streams about to collide. As the event kicked off, the host stepped up to the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen," he boomed, his voice warm and echoing through the speakers. "Tonight we're gathering minds that have shaped our nation." He rattled off praises for the guests, building up the vibe. When he introduced the two chief guests, the crowd burst into applause. Obama smiled humbly. Melania tilted her head gracefully. Then came the opener. "Our first address will be from the former First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump." The clapping ramped up again. Cameras swung her way as she stood and made her way to the podium. Steps light but confident, her face calm with a hint of caution, like someone who knew every eye was glued to her. Obama sat back, hands folded, eyes locked on her. No distractions, no notes, just pure focus. Melania reached the mic, took a steady breath, and started speaking. Her voice had that unique accent, elegant and measured, with touches of warmth she'd honed over years in the spotlight. She thanked the hosts, highlighted the value of strong leadership, and shared how unity and resilience had guided her through her time in public life. So far, it was textbook stuff. Polite claps dotted the air, nothing out of the ordinary. But then her voice dipped a bit and she leaned closer to the mic, eyes sweeping the crowd. "Today," she said, "our country is dealing with serious issues. Inflation, the skyrocketing cost of living, these aren't minor problems. Over 60% of Americans worry daily about paying their bills. That's the reality." The room hushed. Heads nodded in agreement. She kept going. "Someone has to take responsibility for where we are. These troubles didn't appear out of thin air." She paused, letting the words sink in. "Bad leadership, poor choices, and empty promises got us here. We can't forget who made those promises." The air turned chilly. No names dropped, but the implication was crystal clear. Guests fidgeted in their chairs. A few stole glances at Obama, who sat stone still, face neutral. Melania pushed forward, comparing past and present administrations, stressing accountability and past errors. Then, out of left field, she looped back to a sore spot, questioning if a certain former president was truly born in America. It was a veiled shot, but sharp enough to sting without spelling it out. A wave of unease rippled through the audience. A woman up front sighed softly. A guy coughed uncomfortably. Cameras wavered, unsure where to point. Melania's delivery stayed smooth, but her words had a bite now. Personal, targeted, intentional. Obama didn't flinch. He blinked slowly, keeping that subtle smile. For the next few minutes, she talked about truth versus image, how leaders need to project strength, and how followers respond to what they see, not just hear. Each sentence felt rehearsed, yet landed like a challenge. When she wrapped up, there was a beat of silence before the applause kicked in. Courteous but strained, more filler than genuine enthusiasm. Melania smiled, nodded, and headed back to her seat next to Obama. Her composure held, but you could tell her heart was racing. Obama turned a bit, offering a quick nod of recognition. That tiny move spoke volumes. He'd absorbed every bit, but wasn't biting back yet. The crowd buzzed softly. Whispers flew. Did she really go there? Is he gonna clap back? What's his move? Because if you knew anything about Obama, it was that when he hit the mic, he owned the moment. The applause for Melania died down into an awkward quiet. Not the warm kind, but the type where folks are processing something off kilter. Some clapped mechanically, others out of politeness, but the vibe was thick with discomfort. Melania sat down, hands neatly folded, but her fingers drummed lightly on the table. The atmosphere felt heavier. Across from her, Obama stayed perfectly poised, relaxed stance, serene face, but his eyes were laser-focused, alert. He hadn't cut in or shown any annoyance. He'd just listened, and that quiet poise packed more punch than any outburst. The host pushed forward. "Thank you, Mrs. Trump," he said, clearing his throat. Very insightful. He shuffled his cue cards, clearly eager to ease the tension, but the room wasn't letting go. Whispers grew. A lady in the second row leaned to her partner. Did she just? Yeah, she did. Everyone got it. Melania hadn't stuck to economics or leadership. She dredged up an old debunked claim about Obama's birthplace, something false that had once dominated headlines and rallies. Melania straightened up, looking satisfied, like she'd made a bold stand. Nearby, a journalist scribbled notes. Another tweaked their camera, zeroing in on Obama for a reaction. But he gave zilch, not a flicker, just patience. He glanced down briefly, maybe collecting thoughts, then flashed that knowing smile, not shocked. The host kept rolling, voice a tad shaky. Next, our other distinguished guest. He paused. The room leaned in. Former President Barack Obama. Chatter swelled. This was the pivot everyone craved. But before Obama could stand, tension spiked. A guy from the audience grabbed a mic. It was part of a planned Q&A, but the timing was explosive. "Mrs. Trump," he boomed, "you mentioned leadership flops causing inflation and economic woes. Are you pinning that on former President Barack Obama?" Gasps echoed. Eyes darted to Melania. She paused a split second, caught off guard by the directness, then lifted her chin. "Yes, I think past decisions are why folks are hurting now. Some leaders prioritized image and talk over real work." The words cut deep. No name, but crystal clear. Her voice wavered slightly. Nerves? Realization of the gauntlet thrown? Obama exhaled softly. Not mad, not hurt, if anything mildly entertained, like someone who'd seen the trap coming. He leaned back, hands linked, glancing stageward. The host jumped in. "Thank you, Mrs. Trump. Now, welcome President Barack Obama." Applause roared, real this time, like folks were rooting for a counterpunch. Melania's confidence waned, her smile tightened, eyes flicking away. Obama rose smoothly, every step intentional. The room hushed, his footsteps rang out. He passed Melania with a firm nod, then hit the podium, tweaking the mic. He didn't dive in, scanned the crowd, building suspense. After an eternity, he smiled gently. Well, that was quite a speech. Nervous laughs bubbled up. Even Melania cracked a stiff grin. But Obama's gaze held hers. You know, it's funny how folks preach truth in a room full of truth-knowers. Silence fell. This wasn't polite chit-chat. It was poised for impact. The quiet was electric, like pre-storm hush. Obama stood tall, hand on the mic, letting silence build. The crowd squirmed, cameras locked on. Melania looked uneasy. He surveyed faces, eyes briefly meeting hers, shifting the vibe. Softly, well? Pause. That was quite a speech. Uneasy laughs eased the edge. Obama smiled. I heard it all, and now it's my go. Before I begin, he went on, steady. Let's agree, we all love this country. Everyone here wants America thriving. That's common ground, no matter the side. Nods all around. Melania glanced down, maybe hoping for civility. But Obama leaned in, voice firmer. Caring means honesty, even if it's tough. Hush returned. He clasped hands, smiling thoughtfully. It's interesting how people discuss leadership, truth, responsibility, yet forget how they apply. No names but pointed, playfully sharp. I recall folks doubting my U.S. birth. Stirring. Melania stiffened. Direct gaze. They claimed I wasn't one of you. Fake docs, didn't belong. Many claims from the household here tonight. Laughter mixed with gasps. Obama smiled steelily. Breathing slow. Easy to question others' truth when yours is untested. Thunderclap. Impact. Cameras zoomed. Melania's fingers tightened. His calm amplified everything. Then the unforgettable. Pause, eye contact, steady smile. But before questioning identities, ask, are you sure you're really Trump's wife? Collective gasp. Quiet, nervous laughs. Melania's eyes widened, mouth at beep. Obama waited, composed. She found words. That's not appropriate. Disrespectful. Obama tilted head. Oh, disrespectful. Middle tone, debate spark. Twisting stories, spreading rumors, attacking. That's disrespectful. Easier to cry foul when truth hits home. Audience teetered between claps and silence. Obama continued. You stress image, speech, fine, but honesty, integrity, leadership's from being real, not outfits or angles. Deliberate words, lighter tone to her. I get throwing words, especially defending loved ones who started it. Crowd shifted, nod to Trump's birther push. Obama leaned in. I've stayed quiet, but don't mistake it for weakness. I've seen things that could unsettle many. Freeze. Glass clink broke silence. Smile. Before questioning truth, ensure your story's complete. Smooth, precise, forceful. Melania shaken, lips pressed, eyes averted. Sipped water, hand trembling. Obama adjusted jacket, warmly. Anyway, back to leadership. Relieved laughs. Message delivered. Closing. Respect is earned by truth, not looks. Nodded, stepped back. Applause built steadily. He returned to seat, unflinching. Storm passed. He'd navigated effortlessly. The room thrummed with raw energy, shock, awe, unease. Applause lingered, but under it disbelief brewed. Melania sat rigid, smile vanished, face pale. Obama's words echoed. Are you sure you're really Trump's wife? She gripped her glass, knuckles white. Cameras flashed. Her heartbeat pounded. Obama strolled back, shaking hands casually. Murmurs swelled. This was historic, unexpected. Then Melania cracked. Stood abruptly, chair scraping loud. Mr. Obama. Silence. He turned, eyebrow up, composed. Deep breath, voice shaky, but loud. You have no right speaking to me like that. I've always supported this country, represented dignity. Obama gently. Then why does truth rattle you? Gasps. Cameras closer. Melania blinked fast. You twist things, joke on serious stuff. Insult my husband, me. Obama hands folded. No insult, just a question hitting a nerve. Her voice rose. You're humiliating me. Obama smiled sympathetically. No, reminding what happens throwing stones from glass houses. Murmurs. Melania pushed. You think you're clever, hiding failures, inflation, costs, broken promises, your legacy? Obama nodded. Interesting, but 2025 leaders aren't me. Gasps. Claps. Melania flushed. Always blaming, playing victim. Obama's smile faded, eyes sharp. Victim? I didn't build on attacking identities, questioning births. That was from your home. Deafening silence. Melania shook. You don't know. Obama firm. I do. I stayed quiet with proof, but maybe other truths emerge. Room still. Melania. What? Obama forward. Docs I've seen could change your husband's image. And your White House influence? Different questions. Melania trembled. Threatening me? Obama head shook, reminding, lies backfire when truth fights. Tension peaked. Softly, tell your husband, pretending? Remember who has proof. Melania jaw dropped. Obama, and clear. No need to show. People see. Every time he talks about his daughter, gasps, whispers. Trump remarks reference. Melania pale, sipped water, ice clinking. Obama, my time is done. Walked off graceful, audience rising uncertainly. Melania sat anky, eyes blank, voice shattered, outmatched word by word. Event continued, heavy air. Witnessed epic, not politics, but poise's power. Obama won with calm, not shouts. Hall hummed, shifted. Obama exited side door, footsteps echoing. Outside breeze, he paused, sky-gazing. Not smug, thoughtful, sad. To aid, could have been better. Aid, handled well, sir. Obama, didn't want hurt, just truth landing. Back, can't build on lies, they crumble. Inside, Melania rose slowly, steps heavy, mirrors stop, tired reflection. Whisper, why so much? Alone, no facade. Later, story buzz.